research has found is that failure didn't happen because the tech didn't work. It wasn't about the tech. It wasn't about them not having the best team or that they ran out of capital. The major reason, consistent with all of the research houses, is that it's related to the market.
Hello innovators, and welcome to That Product Market Fit Guy YouTube podcast, a community where we talk all things product market fit, specifically for innovators. My name is Trevor Holmes, and I'm just a guy who loves seeing innovations succeed. Why do so many innovations fail? What can we learn from others who have failed? And what is the key dilemma for achieving product market fit? With me today to explore these questions is co-host and market guru Linda Ginger, who will take us through not just random opinions, but real data that explains the causality of these failures and what you can do to reduce your risk of becoming another statistic. And later in the episode, we turn the spotlight on some startup brands that many of you may recognise, and those brands and where one of them failed despite having a $930 million injected into it. Some awesome analysis to learn from this segment. Oh, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So many valuable episodes to come in your quest to achieve product market fit. Linda, welcome. It's great to learn from others' mistakes, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Trevor, for having me.
All right. I think let's get right into this topic. So Linda, why do so many startups fail?
Oh, this is such a great question, Trevor. And, if we all understood the causes of why there's so many startup failures, wouldn't we do whatever it took to actually
absolutely.
get that from happening? So it certainly ruins lives and robs society of so many great ideas.
It does.
So in the past 20 years, there has actually been a lot of research into why some startups fail and why others, win. And it's really given us some really good insights around causality. And the good news is that success isn't dependent on luck. I think that is truly good. So what the research has found is that failure didn't happen because the tech didn't work, or, I'm talking about the majority here. Obviously some that may be the problem, but the majority of the reason, it wasn't about the tech. It wasn't about them not having the best team or that they ran out of capital. The major reason, consistent with all of the research houses, is that it's related to the market. So that's the response of competitors and whether there's perfect alignment between the solution and what customers want, need, value, and care about. So one research firm, in fact, who's got the largest startup and innovation database there is globally, found that the market attributed to 77% of all the failures.
Wow.
And you and I both know that's why product market fit and go-to-market strategy is just so extremely important.
Yeah.
But can I follow back a question for you then?
Yeah, go for it.
So how can startups validate that they're heading into the right market or sub-market?
Yeah, really important question. In essence, it's about validating which jobs need to be done for our niche sub-market, the green jelly beans, and understanding how much pain that sub-market is actually experiencing. So far, we've focused on identifying jobs to be done and unmet needs. In the last episode, you showed us how we use AI tools to find those niche sub-market. But here's the thing. Up till now, we've just built a hypothesis and assumptions about what we think the jobs and problems are. So to gain certainty, Linda, we need to talk to that sub-market we've identified and talk to them directly. Validate which jobs matter most and measure how much pain they feel when they can't get those jobs done, efficiently or affordably. And it's then, Linda, that only by understanding this through interviews can we gauge their likelihood of wanting to change how they work with an innovative solution. As we say, the job doesn't change, but how we do it actually drives adoption. So while we address some of this theory, Linda, why don't we use some real examples to demonstrate how a lack of product market fit resulted in, sadly, their downfall.
I know I shouldn't be excited, but sometimes we can just learn so much from these examples we're
Yeah.
going to show. And I reckon I've come up with the best one.
Really? Okay, go for it.
Well, let me take you back to 2011. You and I were both just little pops at the time.
Yes, of course.
A startup that raised an eye-watering $41 million before it had even launched.
Wow.
So their big idea was a photo sharing app that was supposed to change how we saw the world. You'd open the app and you'd see photos taken from people around you in real time. But the users of the app were so confused. They didn't know why they were seeing, photos from complete strangers, and frankly, they really didn't care. So the reviews were bad and adoption was even worse. So they did what any good startup should do, I guess if their investors let them, and that was to pivot. Now, they pivoted to the live video broadcasting market, but at that time, that space was already heating up as well. So you had Google and others, leading the charge. And again, they got no traction. So all of this time, cash is flying out the door, got the top engineers on it. They've done a big marketing spend. They've made these rapid pivots here, there, and everywhere, but absolutely no revenue. And no real, love from customers. Yep. So despite this hype and massive funding, ColorLabs never nailed product market fit. They had a product, but not a problem people really wanted solved. And in a market that already had it crowded with Instagram and Facebook, ColorLabs didn't stand a chance. So the lesson here is that product market fit isn't optional. It's everything. And you can raise all the millions you want and build something super cool, but if users don't get it, use it, and share it, the game's over. And I guess ColorLabs reminds us that no traction, no transaction, no survival. So
that's a good one, Linda.
Yeah, can beat that one.
Well, it was very good, but I'm going to see you that one. I'm going to raise you, as I said at the start there. I've got a few notes. I've got a few notes here, so I'll be referring to some of them. But my one that I researched was an organisation called Jawbone.
I know Jawbone.
Get this. Jawbone was a tech startup, a bit of a darling, and it raised $930 million in investment.
That's a lot of darling.
That's a lot of darling. But also, it was valued at one stage at $3 billion.
Ooh, big unicorn.
Now, what it was, they created fitness trackers and Bluetooth headsets, very sleek designs and very rich in features. We see this a lot. But despite even getting some market momentum, it really lacked a clear differentiation and, get this, emotional connections. There's that emotional job to be done popping up again, Linda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, at the same time, Fitbit and Apple Watch became much more aligned to the real user's goals, and they were health insights, notifications, and integration.
Cool.
The lesson here, Linda, was building beautiful feature-rich products doesn't ensure product market fit, and it doesn't necessarily resonate with the user's core problems. So how about that one?
Yeah, no, actually, 930 million. That's a lot of investment money gone down the gurgle. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. And, these are the things that, we want our viewers to understand. I'm not sure how many strive to raise 930 million, but when it's someone else's money or your money, it's a travesty for not achieving product market fit. So, Linda, that's been a really terrific discussion. We would love to get some feedback from our users in the comments, wouldn't we?
Maybe they'll know some other ones that we can feature.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from our subscribers. And on that note, give us that feedback. We really thrive on it. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Next episode, we're going to look into defining your ideal first customer, because not all first customers are equal. So thank you, Linda, for your insights. That was really
Thank
informative
you.
today and a great case study. So that's it for today. See you all. Ciao.